Hey mate, what are you up to? Oh hey man, yeah I was just trying to teach myself a bit of guitar. You know, it's weird, I used to think this would be really difficult, but once you got some of the main foundations down, it's amazing how quickly you can improve. You know, I always wanted to learn how to play the guitar. What are you doing? But the beginning just seemed so slow and frustrating. Please stop that. But with Yousician, I've been able to master the guitar in 6.2 seconds. What? Without my hands. I've been using my balls. Why would you want it? Yousician is the best way to learn, practice, and master the guitar. With your balls. How did you get in here? It's called the no hands, all balls technique. You're sweaty, hairy human balls. Seriously, balls. You're disgusting, weak, pathetic, untalented human balls. Alright, I quit. So hi guys and welcome back to the only channel on YouTube with 57 subscribers. So before we get into the video, I want you guys to do one small thing for me. I want you to take your hairy, sweaty, pathetic guitar playing balls and I want you to smash one on the like button and one on the subscribe button. And if perchance you have a third, feel free to use it to type a comment in the comment section boasting about how many balls you have and making everyone else feel inferior. So if you have any interest in music at all, like you heard a song once and you thought, oh, this isn't bad. You've probably seen the Yousician ad. You've probably seen it about 1 million times. And you might have thought, after seeing the ad, leave me alone. Please leave me alone. And you know, you're just waiting there, finger quivering over the mouse, waiting for the countdown of 5 to happen so you can skip the ad and your quality of life can increase once more. We are talking about that app today. Before I get into the meat and potatoes, the meat and 2 veg of this app ain't all bad. This app is actually pretty decent. So I'm going to go and get the good points out of the way so I can just continue to be an arsehole throughout the rest of this video. Overall, the app, the layout of it, it's a very high quality app. It's very good. You know, you look at the app and you think, wow, this is very pleasant to look at. This is very pleasant to use. It's a very usable app. The tuner is particularly nice. I don't know if it's just because it's a nice tuner or if it's actually a good tuner. I like the idea of it. I don't know how it's any different to any others. Genuinely, like most tuners that I've experienced that are good are very unforgiving. So if your string's just slightly out, it'll go, yeah, your string's slightly out, so you can get, you know, you can get really good tuning with this. It kind of has this level which fills up the closer you get to it. I don't know, it just kind of feels like if you get sort of near enough to it, it will just fill up anyway and go, ding, you're in tune. So I don't know if it's accurate or if it's just nice. I think it's just nice. And the app itself is pretty cool. It's like Guitar Hero, but for real guitar. And that would be a really cool idea and really original if Rocksmith didn't do it fucking years ago. This isn't new. This is not a new idea. This is quite an old idea. I think what kind of adds insult to injury for me is like pretty much any time you click on anything, you'll get an advert for premium. Let's just fucking do this. Skill test. Alright.
How much do you think it costs?
Shut up. And, you know, that's understandable. Like most apps work on kind of a freemium process. So, alright, let's have a look. Let's have a look at the price. £10 a month. And that's on the cheapest one. For 1 month. If you pay for 1 month, it's 25 quid. That is more expensive than Netflix. Also, Rocksmith is considerably cheaper. I know it's like about 40 quid, but that's a one-time payment and you don't have to pay a monthly subscription. I expect there'll probably be some form of DLC in Rocksmith, but I think it's definitely considerably cheaper than paying that monthly subscription for Yousician and essentially getting exactly the same thing. Consider that a Netflix subscription will give you access to films and TV series that you can't get hold of otherwise. And Yousician basically gives you information which is free on the internet. Has no copyright, has no one that will be hurt by you accessing that information. Like, it's free. Yes, it's cheaper than a tutor. But the benefit of a tutor is you get specialist information, you get specialist experience. There is no specialist experience with this app. Like, I could try and book lessons with Jack Gardner, a fantastic jazz fusion guitar player, or with Andy James. I don't know if he does Skype lessons, but all these numerous amazing technical musicians. You know, I could book a lesson with them and get their experience. Okay, it would be expensive, but really with a lesson, you're just getting information and techniques that you can take with you and just use yourself. It's an outside perspective from someone who's very experienced, someone who's a specialist in their field. There's just no specialism on this app, and that's fine. My problem isn't the app. My problem isn't the fact that this is an app that makes learning quite fun. You know, because it does, like, from the amount that I've messed around and I've just toyed about with it, it's pretty fun. But it is not the best way to learn, practice, and master the guitar. Let me just say, when someone says guitar mastery, I start getting a little bit concerned because mastery is a very subjective term. It's incredibly subjective. Someone may think you're a guitar master, but you won't necessarily think that of yourself. Or you might think you're a guitar master, and someone else might not. That's just the nature of things. Really, you never finish learning and perfecting your ability. You will continue to do that. So the term best way to learn, practice, and master the guitar. Firstly, it's not the best way to learn the guitar. The best way to learn a guitar is by getting someone who's experienced, who can give you a one-on-one session. You can ask them questions, they can correct you, they can basically explain things more in a language that you will understand. It's not the best way to practice the guitar. The best way to practice the guitar is actually much simpler and free. Metronome. The metronome is the best way to practice the guitar. Slow what you're doing down and practice it slowly. It is the best way to practice the guitar. That is the best way, and it's the most simple way. The best way to master the guitar is don't stop playing it. It's amazing when you think about it. These things are actually incredibly simple, and the best way to do these things really are very simple, because this app is not gonna make you a guitar mastermind. From what I've seen of this app, it doesn't show you a lot of music theory knowledge, which is kind of what will make you an amazing guitarist. Maybe if you pay for premium, you'll unlock all this secret information about the connection between music theory and Pythagorean geometry. Who fucking knows? I doubt that that is going to be the case, though. So one thing that I did see, which gave me a bit more hope, was that they were working with music tutors and offering free premium memberships to tutors and students to basically help get people into the app, help get people into music, which I did think was a good thing. However, I saw that they were only specifically doing stuff for schools, and I don't know, just my experience, but music tutors at schools, from what I experienced, weren't the best, and not a lot of them probably would have even been on board with an app like this. And I tell you, as a kid, if I had the opportunity to learn music with an app like this, it would have made things a lot more fun. This app is pretty fun. I'm not going to take that away from it. And, you know, I think it's good that they're working with schools, because I do think it's important for kids to learn more about music, and I do think it's good to get kids more into music. But I think the one thing that kind of pisses me off a little bit is it does seem a little bit of a dig at private tutors. And, like, I get it, like, there are quite a few private tutors who do take the piss. I've seen some people who don't actually have that much musical experience, and they'll charge, like, I don't know, 50 quid for an hour. And I think that's bad, because it's like, you know, if you don't have the expertise to be charging that kind of money, don't do it, maybe. But the thing is, trying to basically put this app above private tutors, I think, is a bit of a stupid thing to do, because there are a lot of incredibly good musicians and incredibly good guitarists who do private tuition, and you can't beat it. I don't know, maybe I'm just kind of rambling on about it. Yeah, this video is not a diss at the app. The app has some pretty cool features with it, and if you're an absolute beginner and you want to get a bit of experience kind of syncing up your left and your right hand, you just want to kind of get started and you don't know where to start, it is actually pretty cool for that. So I'll give it that. But please stop saying it's the best way. It's not the best way. It's just fucking not the best way. It's not.